The weekly message of the United Church of Christ of Homelstown, Pennsylvania, a podcast version of our worship service. To learn more and listen to the rest of the worship, check us out online at homelstownucc.org.
The Lord had said to Moses, "Write down these words, because by these words I hereby make a covenant with you and with Israel." Moses was there with the Lord 40 days and 40 nights. He didn't eat any bread or drink any water. He wrote on the tablets the words of the covenant, the 10 words. Moses came down from Mount Sinai. As he came down from the mountain with the 2 covenant tablets in his hand, Moses didn't realize that the skin of his face shone brightly because he had been talking with God. For a while now. Ever since Jesus stepped into that boat at the bank of Galilee, told Peter to pull up his nets that had come up empty all night. Gosh, and when Simon Peter pulled up so many fish, they filled his boats and catch. Wow. You couldn't forget something like that. The 3 of us left everything that day to follow Jesus. We were the first, but not the last. Jesus has been moving around the Sea of Galilee since then, healing and teaching people wherever he's gone. Of course, he's been gathering more disciples and followers too, women and men who, just like Simon Peter, my brother John, and I, James, experienced something so powerful when we encountered Jesus. They were compelled to change their lives completely too. Metanoia. It's been amazing to be part of, and also pretty overwhelming. Everywhere we go, the need of the people is so intense. Their desperation for help, for healing is so palpable. The raw hope in their eyes and the crowds, they just seem to get bigger each time we go to a new town. Word's traveling faster than we are. I get why Jesus withdraws to pray so often. But things seem to be taking a turn lately. I guess the crowds are following Jesus' ministry have grown so large that word has reached Herod all the way to his palace in Jerusalem, 4-day walk from the Sea of Galilee. We all know what Herod did to Jesus' cousin, John the Baptist, and none of us who love Jesus want that for him. But instead of doing less or agreeing to reduce his public ministries, Jesus has started talking all weird and saying super dire stuff. Stuff like he's the chosen one, who had to suffer and be rejected, even to die. And that those who want to follow him have to follow in his steps towards suffering. We all looked at each other when he said that. Things are getting a bit scary. About a week after those odd remarks, He asked 3 of us, the 3 first disciples who joined him, the only 3 disciples who saw him raise the daughter of Jairus from the dead, maybe just wake her up. Anyway, he asked the 3 of us, Peter, James, John, to go with him to a mountain to pray. I'm more than ready for some quiet time with him, away from the crowds, away from the press of those responsibilities. Maybe we can talk some sense into him. Maybe it'll simmer his dying talk down a notch.
It seems strange how quiet this blessing's become. When it returns to earth, it is not shy, it is not afraid.
After all this time lingering in the moment, the 3 of us headed back down to the life that awaited us. Back down to people desperate for healing. Back down to a Herod getting ever more threatened. Back down to a Jesus who seemed transformed, shaped by an encounter with the ancestors and with God as he turned to face Jerusalem. He kept silent. We told no one.
It simply knows how to bide its time, to watch and wait, to discern and pray, until the moment comes when it will reveal everything it knows, when it will shine forth with all it has seen, when it will dazzle with the unforgettable light. You have carried all this way.
This has been the weekly worship from the United Church of Christ of Hummelstown. No matter who you are, or where you are, on life's journey, you are welcome here. Join us online or in person, at 104 East Main Street in Hummelstown, Sundays at 10:30 a.m. Thank you for listening today. We look forward to your fellowship.